Hello everybody, welcome to the channel, Boss Anime 302. This is the second video, and this is what the second half of the channel is all about. As you can see here, I've got my a car in front of me, obviously, but not just any car. This is the car that I just bought, and what the channel is semi-named after, the other part of course being anime. So let's get into it. So, it just looks like any old Mustang, but come to the side here and we'll see that it's not. It's a Boss 302. These cars are actually fairly rare. It was only made for 2 years, 2012 and 2013. And so what you've got here, and there's roughly 3,200 standard Bosses made, and a little over 700 Laguna Seca versions. The standard Bosses is what this one is. This is not a Laguna Seca. The Laguna Seca has the rear seat delete as well, and it has an X brace in the back that says Mustang. But it's still a really cool car, and it's upgraded in almost every single way over your standard Ford GT, your standard Ford Mustang GT for the time. This one puts out 444 horsepower. The standard GT puts out 412. 380 pounds of torque in this. The standard one is 390, so it takes a little hit to the torque, but the engine has a higher red line at 7,500 rather than 7,200, and so it gets a little bit higher on the top end. So take a quick look around the car real quick. So the Bosses also come with the Brembo 4-piston brakes on the front with bigger rotors. I believe these are 14-inch rotors on the front, and that's standard on the Bosses. The 4GTs, you needed the Performance Pack. I believe it's Performance Pack 2. I'm not super sure on that, but it was Performance Pack 2. And the rims on these are actually also unique. The Laguna Seca version has a different rim altogether that's extremely unique to that car. Moving to the front, you can see that the Bosses come with a splitter on the bottom there. That's what that piece is that sticks out a little bit from the bottom. And they come with the 2 fog lights that come standard on the GTs, deleted out. And in their place are actually really cool little plastic covers that the fog lights delete, and then it has the Pony logo with tri-bar on the front there, right in the middle of the grille. The hood has the black decal on the side, in the middle, and the top is also painted black on the Bosses. On the 2013 model, the logo down here will actually flow up onto the hood, meet in the middle, and then there's a stripe that goes all the way down the hood on the 2013s. But this is a 2012, and so that pretty much does it for the outside. This is the obviously not a convertible. The Bosses do have a little spoiler on the back, as well as the middle part of the trunk here is also blacked out. So going on to the inside, the plate on the doors is powered by Ford, rather than just saying Mustang or something like that. These do come with a Boss 302 floor mats for both passenger and driver. The Alcantara suede steering wheel, which gives it a nice feel instead of the standard leather. The trim, it is all pretty much plastic. Not Ford's best. I do think that the newer Mustangs do have a better trim in them compared to the 2012s. There is a lot of cheap kind of feel to it. But overall, very good car. I don't really, interior doesn't really bother me too much, because it's not what this car is built for. It's built for handling and speed. And then the Boss 302 logo right over here on that. Now the seats are cool. The seats aren't in any other. They're Recaro race seats with Boss 302 etching for both sides, and they're both got the race seat package. So it's got the holes for the seat belts if you wanted to install race, a 4-point harness belt or something like that, or a 5-point harness belt, whatever you are comfortable with. So you can do that. The seats already are built for that. They are adjustable, so they're pretty comfortable. They're not just your standard 1-point seats or anything like that. That just can adjust them. It's got a short throw shifter already, 6-speed gearbox. It does shift pretty nicely. I love the way it feels. This is my first manual car, actually. So, you know, speaking of manual, it's a 373 gear ratio. The clutch is carbon fiber on this one. And on the Laguna Secas, they come standard with Torsen. On this one, it was optional. I don't know if the guy got the Torsen in here, but I do know that obviously it does have the 373 gear ratio with the carbon fiber clutch. That was standard on all Boss 302s. Now let's get into the hood real quick. Now this is what makes the Boss 302 the Boss 302. No other Mustang had this. It is available now as an aftermarket part, but you're never going to be a Boss. Even if you do get it aftermarket, it's still not going to make you a Boss, because you're missing one important detail on it, and that is this plate right here, which is from Ford, and it gives you your vehicle number. So this was number 1354 out of the 3200 or so that they made that year. So like I said, you can buy this now aftermarket and put it onto your GT, but you're still not going to be a Boss because you're missing the nameplate. Got Ford Racing, the shocks and everything in here. They are adjustable. Take that off. You can get a flathead. You can adjust them to make them softer or harder. That's standard on the Bosses for both front and rear shocks, so you can make them however you want. But this is what makes the Boss the Boss. It is taken out of the 302R, their race car, and placed into the the standard 5-liter Coyote motor. That's what this is. It is a Coyote motor. And I always like Ford's names for their motors. You know, Chevy just has like LS or LT, and they're good motors, reliable and stuff, but the names aren't cool. Like, there's nothing cool about them. This is the Coyote. The GT350 is the Voodoo. The GT500 is called the Predator motor, and the V6 is even called the Cyclone motors. So Ford actually has really cool names for their motors and their cars. So I think that's really about it. I mean, there's other things I missed, like the rear bar is thicker than the standard GTs. For all intents and purposes, this is a built track car that you were able to buy for 2 years. There's, you know, that's basically what this car was. This was the top of the line Mustang for its day, and it was, you know, many people will say that this was the prequel to the GT350. This is the middle stage right here, where Ford transitioned from the live rear axle that this one has to a independent suspension all around. This is basically the last of the race series for these years, for the S197 body, before they moved on to the S550 chassis. So anyways, there will be more to come to this car. I'm not going to do a whole lot to the outside because I want to keep it, you know, unique and everything like that. The name and everything speaks for itself. I don't need anything to make it stand out any more than it already does. Driving down the street. Oh, I almost missed something. So the Boss actually has side exits for the exhaust right here, underneath right in front of the rear wheel. There's a side exit here and a side exit over there, along with the standard mufflers in the back. The side exits don't have mufflers though, so they do have baffles, but you can remove them. Ford made them removable, but it'll get really loud in here. I do intend to remove them, of course. So we're gonna get loud, but yeah. And then the other thing that makes the Boss unique is this. You can see 2 keys, one black, one red. The red key, if you insert it into the ignition and you turn it on, let me clear that. There you go. Track key active. Track use only. So now what that key does is that key unlocks track mode, which the ECU recognizes it, reprograms it, changes something like Ford has that like 200 different parameters in the ECU. So throttle response changes, how much fuel the engine gets changes, everything, as much changes in it as they can in order to set the car up for track mode. Even the engine changes. They give it, it becomes like a lopier kind of idle, so it's a lot rougher when you're running it instead of just a standard Coyote GT sound. You're going to get more of a rumble from it with that key in there. It does eat up gas like there's no tomorrow, though, because of all the extra fuel that's being pumped in for you to be, constantly on the accelerator. But it's actually pretty cool. So I think that is actually it now. As I said, interior is our exterior is staying the same. The only thing I'm gonna probably end up doing is maybe some engine work here eventually at some point. Maybe a Pro Charger, but it won't be top mounted because I do want to keep the Boss. So it would be side mounted over here, so I can keep the manifold, because without the manifold, in my opinion, this just becomes a standard 5-liter Coyote motor, and there's nothing unique about it anymore. Plus, you lose the cool nameplate to verify that it's a Boss. So, unless you run the VIN. But yeah, so that is my brand new Boss 302. It only has 16,900 miles on it for a 2012, which is spectacular. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it, and like it, and want to see more of it. Sorry about that, a little bit of a tongue twister. But anyways, let's drop the hood and sign off. And with that, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you on the next video. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it around, and talk to you guys later. Peace.